Hello students, my name is Neha Bendre, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Zoology at R.B. Narayana Boraukhe College, Srirampur. So today I am going to discuss a very interesting topic with you students. Before that, I would like to ask you one question, that if God grants you one wish, so what you will ask for the wish? Yeah. So most of the time, I think most probable times, there are many people, maybe 50% of people may ask for the power of being immortal. The immortal means amaratva. In Marathi we say as amar rahane, the thing that never dies. And the second half of people may ask for power of anti-aging, for to stay forever young. But students, let me tell you, both the wishes are of no use. Your wish is going to go wasted because they are impractical. Do you know why? So that's what I am going to teach you today, that is about the cell aging. So cell aging, it's an inevitable biological event that can neither be stored nor be stopped. So till now, nobody has that power of anti-aging or being the immortal, because the life which has taken birth in this universe has to be dead. So the process occurring in all the members of population after maturity is aging. Nobody has overcome this process of aging. Okay, so as the individual who has born has to end up till the maturity. So it involves the progressive decline in the vital capacities of the organism that eventually leads to death. So it's a progressive and irreversible process, my friends. The process can never be reversed. So the process of aging is not fully understood in the medical and science communities yet, and the primary cause has yet to be discovered or uncovered. So many theories has been put forward by scientists to study the process of aging. So let us see the causes of aging in the cells. Okay, it is not the aging that makes you age. म्हणजे तुम्ही स्वतः एज होत नाहीये, तर these are the cells which are making you age. Okay, you know why? Because there is cessation of cell growth. सेलची ग्रोथ होण्याची थांबते. त्यामुळे this is the one factor of aging. Decline in the final efficiency of non-dividing highly specialized cell is seen. Okay. Then progressive with the age, there is stiffening of structural protein called collagen is observed. The collagen which is present in our cells, the skin cells, that starts to stiffen, which loses its elasticity. So it becomes inelastic. Later on, there is limited cell division. Okay, limited cell division because after certain divisions, after 50 cell divisions, the cell stops to divide. Okay, and that limit is called as Hayflick limit. Okay, it is named after the scientist Hayflick. And after the 50 cell division, the division starts to decline and later on halts. So limited cell division is observed in aging. So if you see the aging process, there is a cycle of aging process. The aging is also called as cellular senescence. So you guys, you need to know that you are not aging, your cells are aging. So you need to see what things happen in the cells that makes you age. So first, in the cellular senescence, you have seen that, you can see here that there is an oxidative stress or mitochondrial dysfunction. Oxidative stress, it is the stress caused on the cell Oxidative means it produces there is an imbalance between the production and accumulation of the reactive oxygen species. There is increasing load of reactive oxygen species, okay, which is causing harm to the cells and later on cause cell death. So later on there is a mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondria, which is known for its power of generating energy in your body, okay, for metabolism, okay, so which converts the food into oxygen. So as the mitochondria starts its dysfunction, it stops working, the cells are not going to work properly and there will be loss of energy, which might cause the cell death. Then later on there is a telomere shortening. Here you can see a telomere shortening. So in telomere shortening, there is shortening of the telomere. The telomere is the portion where it is present at the end of the, you can see, at the end of the chromosome. So if the telomere starts, when there is decrease or decline in the number of bases, and so as the number of bases are declining, there is shortening of telomere, and as the telomeres get more and more shorten, it stops its activity and it stops its replication. The replication which is caused by the telomere, and as there is no replication, there is no cell division, and so there will be cell damage leading to the cell death. Then later on there is the inflammation of cells. Then there is epigenetic alteration. Epigenetic alteration means these are the alteration caused in the cell, in the chemical structure of DNA due to addition or removal of methyl groups, which leads to some damage to the DNA due to the environmental factors. Epigenetic alteration means these are the alteration caused in the cells or the chemical structure of DNA due to the environmental factors like diet, exercises, the food that we eat, the loss of movement as we age. And so diet, you know that there are different kind of diet nowadays. There is no proper timetable, your working timetable, your eating timetable, your sleeping timetable, and so eventually it causes the effect on your body, in your internal cells, and that leads to cell damage. And next is the p53 modulation. p53, it's a transcription factor. It's known as the tumor suppressor gene, which suppresses the formation of tumor in your cell, which suppresses the cancer producing cells. But if this p53 is modified, or if there is a mutation in the p53, your body gets more prone to the risk of cancer and different kind of diseases. So ultimately, as you age, there is modulation in this p53 genes, and all these points leads to aging or causing cellular senescence in your body. So let us see that what actually makes you age. So different theories have been put forward by different scientists. So out of the several theories, there is hardly a single theory that can explain about the actual mechanism of aging. So there is not a single theory that can explain the exact reason that why you age. So different theories have been put forward. So in this lecture, we are going to study the theories. The first is the free radical theory, then somatic mutation theory, and then the immunological hypothesis. So let us see the first theory, that is called as free radical theory. So it was discovered by Denham Harman in 1956. According to him, the aging is a collective degradative changes brought about by free radical reactions in the cell. So there are lots of different kind of degradative changes that are accumulating in the cell due to free radical reaction. So let us see quickly, what do you mean by free radicals? So free radical, what are free radicals? Where are the free radicals and how are the free radicals? You will get all the questions over here. So let us first see what are free radicals. So this is an atom. Okay, free radicals are nothing but the atom that contains an unpaired electron. It is named free because electron likes always to be in pair. So I will show you actually what are the free radicals. If you see this diagram, you can see this is a stable normal molecule and other one in the pink color, it's a free radical molecule. In the stable molecule, why it is called as stable? Because in the outermost layer, you can see here there are two radicals. This is pair of one radical, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. So total in the outermost layer there is total of 8 electrons which are paired together. Okay, so there are 4 pairs of electron. Okay, and there is in middle there is a nucleus. Okay, and these are all the electrons and these are the orbital shell. So here you can see all are in pair. Even this and this is, there are 2 electrons in the innermost orbit and there are 4 paired electrons in the outer orbital shell. So this is the stable molecule, nobody is unpaired. But in the free radical, what happens? There is 1 electron in the free radical which is unpaired. So there are total 7 electrons in the outermost orbit. Okay, and so here we can see, as it contains a unpaired electron, it is unstable. It makes the molecule unstable. So they are the natural byproducts which are highly reactive and unstable molecules. So they rob, in the case of free radicals, as they are unstable molecules, they rob other cells' electrons to stabilize themselves. I will show you that when there is presence of unstable free radical, it tries to rob, okay, the electron from the other stable molecules, which eventually makes them unstable. Okay, so in this case you can see that it is grabbing the one electron from the stable molecule, making them unstable. Like this, each of the molecule, when it becomes unstable, it tries to grab the electron from each other and eventually all the cells become unstable. So here you can see there is one more radical and there is a very generous radical here you can see, which is called as an antioxidant, which is trying to give by its own, which tries to give an electron by its own to the free radical for making it stable. Because if the antioxidant loses its electron, it doesn't become unstable. So these are the antioxidants which very happily shares their electron with the free radicals for making them stable. So as they rob other cells electrons to stabilize themselves, they cause damage to the cells. जर त्यांनी प्रत्येकाने जर जे स्टेबल मॉलिक्युल्सचा जर इलेक्ट्रॉन चोरला तर त्या सेल्सला, चांगल्या सेल्सला ते अनस्टेबल करतात आणि असे जर ग्रुप ऑफ मॉलिक्युल्स जर अनस्टेबल झाले तर ते काय करतात, सेल्सला डॅमेज करायला सुरुवात करतात आणि सेल्सला डॅमेज होते आणि इव्हेंच्युअली इट लीड्स टू सेल डेथ. So this causes damage to the cells, due to which they function poorly and eventually die. So where are they formed? If these are so harmful to the body, so how are they formed? How they enter into our body and where are they formed? So they are formed in the body during conversion of food to energy. They are nothing, they are not anywhere else. They are present in your body during conversion of food to energy. They are also breathed from air. Some are generated from sunlight's action that are UV rays, radiations and polluted air and etc. So once they are formed, they start the chain of reactions. Once the free radicals form, they strike the chain of reactions which causes damage to the cell, membranes and the DNA. This results into the oxidative stress. They create a certain kind of stress on the cell which the stress cannot withhold and eventually die. So let us see how they are formed. So as earlier in the earlier slide I have told you where are they formed. So they are formed from the polluted air. They might be formed from the UV light rays. When you are exposed to the UV light, free radicals are generated which enters your body. Then through metabolism, every day the metabolism carried out in your body. At that time in the form of metabolic byproducts, some molecules are released. Hydrogen peroxide is there, superoxides are there, hydroxyl ions are there which are released in your body. Okay, so there should not be any accumulation of the products which results into DNA damage. Then there is inflammation to the white blood cells, releasing oxide radicals in your body. Then there are some ionizing radiations that are increasing the volume of free radicals in your body. Then as I said in the epigenetic alterations earlier, that smoking is one of the part, or it is a form of your diet, which those who are regularly smoking, they are generating this reactive oxygen species in their bodies which gives rise to the free radicals. Okay, so try not to smoke, or any family member tell them that stop smoking. Then later on there is air pollution which cannot be controlled in today's date, and as you can see, as there is more and more pollution, these polluted molecules are going to increase the load of free radicals in your body. So all these things, the UV light, the metabolism, inflammation, air pollution, smoking, ionizing radiation, all these molecules those are formed are entering in your body and making chemical reactions in your body and trying to damage the cells. So what are the types of free radicals? So in humans, the most significant radicals of the formation of radicals are through oxygen free radicals, which are called as reactive oxygen species, which increases the oxidative stress. So example, that is the singlet oxygen. Singlet oxygen means when the oxygen is split into single atoms with unpaired electrons. The unpaired electrons are making singlet oxygen molecules. Then hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, the superoxides and the hydroxyl anions are all the types of free radicals taking place in your body. So here this is the cell. In the cell you can see there are three types of molecules. In that there is a normal molecule with paired electrons with all which is having stability in the cell, and here in the red one you can see a free radical which is also present in the cell together with the normal molecule, so with the missing electrons. As I have said you earlier, free radical is having unpaired electrons. Unpaired electron means the missing electron, due to which the molecule is unstable and now it is trying to grab one electron from the normal molecule to make it stable. Okay, but hold on, here you can see a green color molecule which is called as the antioxidant molecule. This antioxidant molecule, if it is present in your body, it tries to give away its electron. You can see there is lots of electron in the orbital shell, and when they share their electrons with the unstable molecule, they doesn't cause any harm, they don't become unstable, they give away happily their electron, making the free radicals stable. So the normal molecules don't have to give their electrons. So what will happen? The cells in your the molecules in the cell will be all stable. But if there is instability in this, the cells is going to cause damage and eventually lead to the death. So antioxidants are very helpful in reducing the load of oxidative stress. So here there is one figure over here which is showing the dominoes effect. This effect is called as dominoes effect. When once free radicals are formed, once free radicals are formed, a chain reaction occurs. So the first radical pulls an electron from a molecule, which destabilizes the molecule and turns into a free radical. The radical, if there is a healthy atom, if the electron is pulled from the outer orbit, it himself get converted into free radical. So that molecule that takes an electron from other molecule, destabilizing it and turning it into a free radical. So this is called as dominoes effect. This dominoes effect can eventually disrupt the cell and it causes damage to the whole cell. Okay. So this grabbing of electrons from one molecule to other is called as the dominoes effect. And here you can see, as I have discussed earlier, about the antioxidant, which is very happy molecule which tries to share out its electrons. So these are the antioxidants. So what are the sources of antioxidants? Who are these antioxidants? These are nothing special molecules, but these we can acquire from a healthy diet. So healthy diet, which includes lots of fruits, dry fruits, the vitamins, the source of fruits, vitamin C fruits. These are the oranges, lemons, kiwi fruits, the guava, and all the vegetables and fruits. Eat lot of fruits and vegetables which are carrying high amount of antioxidants, which helps you to maintain the free radical load in your body. So the chain reaction may change the structure of a lipid, making it more likely to be trapped in an artery. The damaged molecules may mutate and grow tumors. So what happens if the free radicals get accumulated? More and more free radicals are accumulated. It mutates the other cell and it causes a growth of tumors. Okay, or the cascading damage may change the DNA code. The genetic code may be changed, which results into alteration of different kind of proteins needed by your body. So let us see what is the oxidative stress I was telling about due to the presence of free radicals. So if it's a normal cell, in the normal cell, when the cells are attacked by the free radicals, so free radicals, when they are attacked on the cell, what happens? There is damage to the cell membrane, you can see over here, and which first thing you can see a damage to a cell membrane, then there is damage to proteins. As there is damage to cell membranes, all the free radicals can be taken imported inside the cell. Okay, and as they enter the cell, they start damaging the proteins which are present during the translation in the cytoplasm. So damage to the proteins is caused. Then as the proteins are damaged, further it damages lipids, which disturbs or disrupts all the organelles membrane, and which start entering into all the organelles and causing the death of the organelles, which eventually goes inside the nucleus, causing damage to nucleic acid. So there is a heavy attack of free radicals which is reaching up to the nucleic acid, where most important thing, DNA is present. So this may inactivate the cell and leads to the oxidative stress and eventually causing the cell death. So the free radical theory of aging states that as we age because of free radical damage over time. It's not a question of single night, but it's a over time change. it was said by the scientist Wright. So free radicals can damage DNA's instructional code, causing our new cells to grow incorrectly, leading to aging. So this was about the free radical theory. Now next let's move on to the next theory called as somatic mutation theory. So each individual of a particular species has a certain lifespan. It is because the genetically controlled programs becomes progressively less effective until death. Therefore, an individual is more vulnerable to death. So this is the result of age-related damages in the genetic material of the cell, that is DNA. So changes in the base sequence of DNA alter the template and affect the regulatory and metabolic capabilities of the cell. So in the same way, alteration of the template or changes in the genetic makeup is all result due to the mutation. So before knowing this theory, somatic mutation theory, do you know what does somatic cells mean? So there are two kinds of cells in the body, somatic cells and the germ cells. Germ cells are of two types, that is, these are the sex cells, that is egg cell and the sperm cell. Egg cell from the female and sperm cells from the male. Okay. These germ cells are containing the hereditary characters and they are passed on to the next generation. But somatic cells, the cells which are the cells other than the germ cells, means which these are the body cells. So the body cells, for example, the skin, liver, eyeballs, etc., etc. So when some mutation or any alteration occurs in these somatic cells, there may be some deprivation of some enzymes or some proteins. There will be inactivation of their function due to all mutation. So according to the Orgel, there is a scientist known as Orgel, the ability of the cell to produce enzymes or any other kind of proteins depend on the correct specification of amino acids. The genetic code, according to the genetic code is read, the proteins are made. Okay. So there is correct specification of amino acid in polypeptide chain and proper protein synthesis machinery. So any error or disturbance in the information makes the existence of the cell critical. Means there is inactivation of the function. The cells become functionless, they forget their function. And so what happens, based on this idea, the Orgel scientist formulated the concept of error catastrophe, okay, which arise in somatic cells. So all these errors are caused due to the mutation. So in such cells, there is no selection of mitosis, okay. As there is no cell division, there is no proper accurate transcription and translation. So what happens, as there is no proper transcription, no translation, there is incorrect formation of proteins or enzymes. So there is production of faulty enzymes. So faulty enzymes or proteins, and these इनकरेक्ट अमिनो ॲसिड्स म्हणजे जे चुकीचे फॉर्म झालेले जे अमिनो ॲसिड्सचा लोड जो सेलमध्ये वाढतोय, these are responsible to enhance the aging process. So these mutation are leading to the cell damage, okay, and this enhances the aging process. So such non-functional proteins are accumulated in the cell as the age progresses. So in the aging process we can see accumulation of such kind of mutations in the somatic cells, okay, that is causing the aging in the cells. So in case of gamete cells, the sex cells, any mutation caused in this cell can be transferred to the next generation. That is very dangerous. But when there are mutation in the somatic cell, they are not transferred to the next generation. So now let us study about the immunological theory of aging. So as humans age, they experience changes in almost all physiological function, including the immune system. So aging, which is the highly complex process, is thought to be largely controlled by the immune system. So the medical experts have proven that the immune function decreases as we age. So as our age progresses, the immune system becomes weaker. So the immune system is made up of cells, substances and organs. So as you age, the critical cells in the immune system decrease in number and becomes less functional. So increased health risks are posed by common infections like cold, flu to a greater occurrence of chronic inflammatory diseases. जसं वय वाढत जाईल तसं आजारपणांना आमंत्रण दिले जाईल. कारण की त्यावेळेस जसं जसं वय वाढतं तसं आपली इम्यून सिस्टीम मधले जे सेल्स आहेत ते फंक्शन होण्याचं जे काम आहे, फंक्शनल राहण्याचं काम आहे ते कमी कमी होत जातं. त्यामुळे आपोआप we are invited to number of antigens, different kind of antigens, bacterial infection, okay, which results into cold, flu and other chronic inflammatory diseases. So as you get older, the potential for these elements to cause damage in your body increases, okay, such as gout and some type of arthritis. So you get prone to different kind of diseases due to lack of immune system. So just as I have said that as we age, the critical cells in our body of the immune system becomes less active. So our immune system consists of different kind of cells, mainly the lymphocytes. Many scientists are paying attention on the lymphocytes because it contains different kind of immune cell, that is the T cell, B cell, which are produced from the thymus, the spleen organ, then there is bone marrow. There are different kind of organs producing this different kind of immune cells. There is monocytes, basophil, neutrophil, eosinophils, natural killer cell, macrophages, which are present in a normal cell in a young age. These are, as the age progresses, the cells are present, but you can see the difference. You can see that in the normal age, that in the normal cells, all these cells are present. Also, these are present in the old age, but the number starts decreasing one by one. The immune system, and due to decrease in the number of the cells, the immune system becomes weaker and weaker, resulting into aging. So now let us further see the changes occurring inside the cell due to aging. Because in the first slide I have told you that whatever you are aging is not you are aging, it is the cells that are making you age. So let us see what are the intracellular changes in aging. So each individual has certain lifespan. So each individual is vulnerable to death. So nobody is going to be immortal. Thus the body cells progressively becomes less effective until death due to genetically controlled program. Each cell has its lifespan. Each cell, after certain cell division, after cell growth, it has to halt, it has to stop, because these are coming under a properly complex regulated programs that are genetically controlled programs. Therefore, as the age progresses, various changes in the body can be observed, like as the age progression changes, there is damage in the DNA. There are mismatched nucleotides. How the DNA are damaged? Due to the mismatched nucleotides. Also, there is loss of non-repetitive DNA, which are very important, which are playing very important role in the normal cell. because of which lots of mutation cannot harm. Any mutation causing on a body immediately cannot harm our cells. And then there are lots of protein synthesis error which are forming faulty enzymes or proteins in the body, and which accumulation of these faulty molecules in the cell results into cell destruction or cell damage or cell stress. Okay. So the most important thing, DNA damaged, mismatched nucleotide, loss of non-repetitive DNA and protein synthesis errors are togetherly or collectively causing cell stress, and which results into destruction of the cell. So here you can see in this image there is one young man and there is an aged man. In this you can see the cell structure. In the cells of the young man there is a proper cell structure with a membrane, good membrane structure, and in the aged the membrane structure has been shaken. So there is DNA damage, mitochondrial dysfunction, dysfunctioning of protein quality control system due to ER stress, because there is lots of accumulation of misfolded protein or faulty proteins. There is stress on the ER. So this happens when during the progression of young to aged person. So here you can see what all things are present in the normal cell. There is mitochondria, there is a proper working of mitochondria, okay, which cause the conversion of food to oxygen, okay. Also there is matching nucleotides, there is combination of good nucleotide match nucleotide A to T and G to C. And also there is no any stress on the ER, there is all the production is going all well, okay. Those misfolded proteins are there, one or two, they are going into the chaperones, getting it folded right, and then they are sent to the proper organ. So there is no organ damage, there are all functional enzymes and proteins produced, okay. All the ATPs are working properly, but so this is a very good cell which is taking place in the young ones. But in the aged cells, okay, in the aged cell what things happens are there is mismatched nucleotides. As I have shown earlier, DNA damage caused by mismatched nucleotide, which leads to misfolded protein or incorrect information of acquired from matched nucleotide, which gives wrong information of proteins, which generally causes misfolded protein, improper enzymes are produced, improper proteins are produced, which eventually causes stress on the ER. Then later on here you can see the ATP is having high number of reactive oxygen species which are destructing the mitochondrial function, so causing the mitochondrial dysfunction. You can see there are higher number of misfolded proteins which alone chaperones cannot produce it, and later on you can see accumulation, the aggregation of misfolded protein occurs in the cells, which results into cell damage. And this results into cell death, which is causing cell aging. So why there is accumulation of DNA damage? Here you can see the DNA accumulation of DNA damage causes due to two sources, that is exogenous sources and the endogenous sources. Exogenous sources means the sources which are coming from the outside, that are the radiations and the chemicals which are entering our body from out. The endogenous sources, which includes the sources which are produced in our body. So these are the reactive oxygen species, just I have said, the superoxide radicals, the hydrogen peroxide molecules. So these are all our reactive oxygen species produced in our body. Then there is replication errors due to mismatched nucleotides. Then there is hydrolysis. Okay, and so this exogenous and endogenous sources togetherly are causing accumulation of DNA damage, which leads to, due to presence accumulation of damaged DNA, there is mutagenic lesions leading to cancer. There are cytotoxic and cytostatic lesions which causes defects of cellular function. The cellular function doesn't work properly. Also, it leads to cell death and early senescence. Okay, before the age the cell starts getting senescent, म्हणजे वय होण्यापूर्वीच, म्हातारे होण्यापूर्वीच हे काय करतात, हे जे ह्या सोर्सेस मधनं जर DNA डॅमेज व्हायला लागलं तर सेलची डेथ लवकर होते, सेल्स लवकर म्हातारे व्हायला सुरू होतात, अँड दिस कॉजेस एजिंग. Also, there is, due to accumulation of DNA damage, there is decline in the efficiency of accuracy of DNA repair. Why it is declined? Due to, as there is aging, there is decline in the efficiency. DNA repair होयला मदत होत नाही जेवढं young age मध्ये होतं. So there is halt or there is inhibition of DNA repair mechanism. So this all things result into accumulation of DNA damage. बघा एवढ्या सगळ्या गोष्टी कारणीभूत असतात DNA डॅमेज होण्यासाठी आणि एजिंग होण्यासाठी. So after knowing the information that what actually happens inside the cells, now let us see that what are the things happening extracellularly, that is outside the cell. हे इंट्रासेल्युलर आपल्याला काही गोष्टी दिसत नाही, जेव्हा आत काही गोष्टी इंट्रासेल्युलरली डॅमेज होतात मग ते आपल्याला एक्स्ट्रासेल्युलरली दिसायला लागतात, एक्सटर्नली दिसायला लागतात. सो वेन थिंग्स हॅपन इंटरनली देन वी वॉन्ट टू सी दॅट व्हॉट थिंग्स हॅपन एक्सटर्नली. सो let us see the extracellular mechanism of aging. So these are age-related changes observed outside the cells. So these are particularly observed in the connective tissue. There is rapid decline in the synthesis of collagen protein, which results in the inelasticity in the skin and blood vessel, which is elastic during the normal age. So decrease in the concentration of there is decrease in the concentration of structural glycoproteins, which is very important to keep the structure in a definite stage. So there is deposition of lipoproteins in the arteries causing arteriosclerosis, and there is mechanical stress due to changes in the environment. So I would like to show you this thing that which we are able to see the changes, the quick changes which you can see externally. Okay, how we can say that some person is aging by looking at the wrinkles on our face, wrinkles on the forehead, the frown lines. Okay, the drowning of the skin you can see. So that time we say that they are aging. So these are all the external features of aging which we can see quickly. So we can see there is receding hairline, the hairline structures are going back, there is forehead lines, we can see it more clearly, there are frown lines which are dropping from the forehead, there is drooping eyebrows, the skin cell loses its elasticity and starts drooping down. Then there is under eye wrinkling of eyes. There is hollowing of cheek, the cheek started going inside, there is no fluffiness in the cheek, the skin's texture changes. Lot of wrinkles are observed on the skin. So there is deep nasal labial folds are seen more prominently. There is sagging of skin, drooping angle of mouth and chin receding. So lots many changes we can see externally due to inelasticity of a collagen protein and the glycoproteins. So you can see, you can differentiate so easily between the normal, the young age skin and the old age skin. So this is all due to inelasticity of skin due to loss of collagen. So just now I've said you there is accumulation of lipoproteins in the arteries, and this, when there is accumulation of lipoprotein in the arteries, this disease is called as arteriosclerosis. Here you can see there is free flowing of the RBC cells, there is free flowing of the blood cells along this artery, but due to the accumulation or deposition of lipoproteins in the arteries, there is a plug formation. Okay, there is a valve formation which doesn't allow the blood vessels, blood cells to flow quickly. Okay, and so this results into blockage of the blood, and which inhibits the blood cells to enter further or go further, which gives or which results into a cardiac arrest or a heart attack. So to stop all such things intracellularly and extracellularly, so one thing only we need is the healthy lifestyle. So have lots and lots of antioxidants, from all the fruit, dry fruits, vegetables, fruits, whatever sources you get. Have a medical checkup all the time, have regular exercise, keep outing, keep enjoying, be happy, and please stop using any anti-aging products, because this is not going to reverse the process. Just you want to do you can select this anti-aging product that the person is using, so that is only the iron which will make the wrinkles go soft, not any other product. So thank you for watching my video on cell aging. Hope you will not ask for the same wish which I said you, that's impractical. So when the God grants you the wish, ask for a nice wish. So thank you all. Getting older, promoting active healthy aging through lifelong learning.